And how about the Bucks, who are showing calm as they come down the tunnel? A team looking for a big night on its home court. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Downtown Milwaukee is seen from the shore of Lake Michigan on a cloudless day. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Along with Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And joining us tonight, Emmy-nominated writer-producer Bill Simmons. Again, you're in the seat, and again, we're so lucky to have you.
I can't believe Brent Barry's here. How'd you get him?
And told him that you were going to come in.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of sushi. And told him you were going to join us.
Wow. Four of the greats. I'm so delighted to be here.
And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Middleton.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, almost all of the Greek Freak's points come in the paint. Giannis said, I can already do a lot of damage, basically without a jump shot. Just driving, making plays, and free throws. When that jump shot comes, it's going to be a problem for a lot of players in this league. Kevin?
You're right, D.A. It'll be scary. Thanks. Bill, in the age of positionless players and positionless basketball, is there any player that your opinion is more versatile than Giannis Antetokounmpo?
I think KD is probably more versatile because he can basically do anything you want offensively and guard for the 5 positions defensively. I think what makes Giannis so unique is he's basically a center, but doesn't have to play center and can play any of the 5 positions. But if you look at his stats last year versus any Shaq season, it's basically the same season. He's doing 27 and 13. He's protecting the rim. You don't think of him as a center, but he really is. But I think what makes him special and what is the next level for him is his ability to play point forward or point center on one end, but then protect the rim on the other end. And once he adds that last piece offensively, which, you know, for Kawhi, it wasn't until, like, what, 2017?
Exactly.
And he had that, all of a sudden he could create that little 18-footer for himself, and then he became unstoppable. That's the last piece for Giannis.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Ball in at the 1 spot. And for the Bucks, the backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. And it's Lopez in at the 5.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws here tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Matthews. And so it's New Orleans with it. Now Ball. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Detroit. Outside Holiday from past the arc. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
That's confident shooting there from Drew Holiday. Got his coaches and teammates saying, yes, take that one.
Bledsoe against Ball. Middleton left side. The shot busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
Middleton looking pretty comfortable right now playing in the pick and roll, whether he's passing the ball or shooting it. Right now making good decisions.
Now here's Ingram. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Floats one up. Holiday gets the bucket. And Giannis earning another All-NBA nod, Bill. He'll be eligible to sign the biggest contract in NBA history. This
Biggest contract
after
in NBA
you,
history.
after you.
Oh, I'm sorry,
after
I'm
you.
confused. Well, what's funny about this is they could have signed him to the max a few years ago, and there was this rule that you could only have one guy on your team could have a 5-year max, and they were saving it for Jabari Parker. So they signed him for 4 years, $100 million. a little bit of a discount. Now he's going to make them pay. And
in a big way.
If I was Giannis, I would be very spiteful about the fact that they cared about Jabari more than me, and I would want to sign with the Celtics. But that's just me.
That was a different GM, though, at the time.
Listen, it doesn't matter who it was.
Right.
They didn't treat you right, Giannis. You should leave.
Last outing for the New Orleans Pelicans. It was a loss to the Pistons. Ingram kicks the ball. The pass to Holiday. The three. And the three ball is good. Holiday's got 8.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Bledsoe passes to Lopez. Knocked loose. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You two players.
And so it's Milwaukee now. Antetokounmpo finds Bledsoe to halt the run. That one doesn't drop. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
A matchup that only happens twice a year. These interconference battles can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this one will be for sure. Interconference matchups are always pretty fascinating just because of timing on scouting and how often you watch teams like this affect some of the unpredictability of the East-West battles.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Williamson.
And Williamson, a kid that's likely to reach his full potential. Very coachable, absorbs instruction well, and really implements it quickly.
He's perfect from the line this time. Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case in my book.
That's a great idea.
There's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing, they're good at fist pumping, first guy during the timeout running over,
chest bumps,
they have handshakes,
all of it. Yeah,
they're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s clips. I was like, man, this guy's he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good. I like that.
This is what makes Giannis such an elite player, his ability to score in those difficult situations down low with lots of bodies around.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the Bucks. They trail by 7. Ingram with it. Now guarded by Middleton. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Chris Middleton.
Love how Ingram toys with the opposition, drawing contact very easily on these kinds of attempts.
For New Orleans, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And guys, really no ceiling on Ingram. This is a guy who has the potential to be a truly great player before it's all done.
Old free throw is good for Ingram. You've been producing documentaries going deeper into athlete stories, which I know you love, because I think you're curious more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that process?
Initially, it was we dove into these stories. We thought that was the inefficiency of, instead of these big, broad type of documentaries, concentrate on events and players and moments and things like that. And I think as you get into that and you start doing it, it just becomes intoxicating. And the cool thing about it is no story should be told the same way you would tell somebody else's story. You just don't know. You got to figure it out. Like we had Steve Nash, his last Lakers season. He wanted to do a documentary about it. And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. And it was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story clicks the best with an athlete, how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part about that.
We talk a lot about Russell Westbrook and the way that he attacks every game. I think in the Eastern Conference, Giannis Antetokounmpo might be the same way, just tenacious and full of energy, and he fills up the stats.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Bucks trail by 7. Matthews dishes to Bledsoe. Clock at 6. From deep three-point range, and again the Bucks miss. Pelicans leading by 7. Always going up for the alley-oop here. It's Solomon to Tecumbo. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And here's Matthews from the arc. Another shot, and it's Lopez laying it in.
A guy that doesn't give up on the glass. Lopez, a real force at rebounding the ball.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Outside Holiday. The rebound by the Bucks. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Yeah, what we saw in that game and what you see around the league is a questionable dependency on the triple.
Well, you have to be able to use the three-point line in some way. It's just such a weapon. And in that game, it was just not there for him.
J.J. Redick's checked in for New Orleans. And the dunk by Williamson.
This is too easy for Williamson. Once he gets established position, he is ready to attack the rim.
And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And we
There's
also,
nothing anonymous about it. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And
I really care
Our name
about
is
it.
attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. Here's Ball. Following the basket by Chris Middleton. Ingram passes to Redick. And now in transition is Bledsoe. Here we go. And the dunk by Giannis.
Again, floor vision from Eric Bledsoe makes dishing that basketball look easy.
The Pelicans have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. Ingram outside. Pass to Favors. Here's Williamson, a second chance effort. Favors. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. And it's Milwaukee's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. It's going to be Middleton shooting. That's on J.J. Redick. The Bucks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Hill in for Eric Bledsoe. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Favors. Hayes comes in for Williamson. Morris checked in for Brandon Ingram. And Hart subbed in for Lonzo Ball. And that one falls for Middleton.
Chris Middleton has worked his way back and come a long way. The former second-round pick becoming a consistent starter in the league.
And here's Redick. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Hart. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Kyle Korver. What a surge it's been for the Bucks at the top of the Eastern Conference last year. 60 wins, the most since 1981.
Right, and much like those teams from the 80s, they fell short in the end.
Again.
And that's been the rub with the Bucks is, you know, as you look back at so many years in a row, so close, couldn't do it. And then this last year against Toronto, you know, they win the first two. Game 3's double OT. And then all of a sudden, a week later, their season's over. So they've never quite been able to get over the hump since the days of Lou Alcindor.
The nice thing is, though, this team is making the mandatory steps, it seems, that all these teams eventually have to make to get to where they want to go.
Right. They're trying to keep the team together that they succeeded with last year. Sometimes when you have success, you think that you should keep that success together. And that can be dangerous because really I felt like that team underachieved. They lost to a Toronto team that they had just performed better than during the season. So what's that last piece that you need? And I guess the last piece for Milwaukee now is, can Giannis be the closer? We haven't seen it yet.
Shot clock at 6. Okafor with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Kick out to Moore. Lets it go from deep. Drains the three-pointer. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
Etuan Moore has shown some signs of being a lethal threat from the outside.
Redick against Hill. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on J.J. Redick. The Bucks haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. And that one misses.
And the athleticism that George Hill can bring to the point guard position makes him impressive. He does it so well on both ends, especially when he's engaged.
Lonzo Ball, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. New Orleans gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Hart kicks to Hayes. Passes to Okafor. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Hart, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Kyle Korver. New Orleans shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever.
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have League Pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
Here's Hayes, following the basket by Brook Lopez. Here's Okafor, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Here's Connaughton. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Ilyasova. 6 on the shot clock. Pelicans pull it in. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Yeah, but when you shoot a percentage in the low 30s as a team, and they did that in that game, it is just not going to be your night.
Yeah, you check the stat sheet and you can dominate just about every other facet of the game, but it's not going to make up for anything if you shoot the ball at such a low percentage.
And Milwaukee has possession following the score by New Orleans. Hill against Ball. Now here is Hill. Tight defense on him. And it's off from three-point range. .143 left in the first quarter of the game. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
And here's Hill, who will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 8-point game. Lopez passes to Ilyasova. A pass to Hill. To the middle. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. The Pelicans have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
And at 6'6", Ball, very similar to Jason Kidd in terms of the vision that he plays the game with. His IQ is off the charts.
He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
High post Lopez. And the layup is good.
Like to see George Hill distribute to his teammates. A heads-up play there.
Pelicans leading by 6. There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Hart. He has 5. Here's Moore. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Oh, that's out of there. Not a high riser, but Lopez using his frame. A smart block, if you will.
Korver kicks to Connaughton. Lopez outside. Over Okafor. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's Ball. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And it's the quickness of Ball that's a problem for defenders. Solid at finding ways to get fouled on the way up.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. No good on that one.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
And the second free throw, good. 16 seconds left to play in the first. Hill against Ball. Hill dishes to Lopez. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 6 points for Brook Lopez.
Lopez close up and gets it done.
He got it up. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Drew Holiday has been on display for New Orleans. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me Antetokounmpo, and Kunupi in Greek means mosquitoes. So he basically said anti-mosquito.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Bucks, Ilyasova at the 4 with Lopez at the 5. Then there's Hill. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Connaughton in at the 2. And so Moore nails both of them.
Well, effective ways that E'Twaun Moore can score. He's had some very good shooting years, and he's going to find his way to the free throw line here.
And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Bill, if you were just hired as a GM, which franchise would you model your approach after?
I really like what the Clippers did the last couple years when they realized they didn't have quite enough to win the title. And instead of just being beholden to being darn close but not quite, they actually blew it up and tried to figure out how to create cap space, find some young players,
and still stay competitive.
Build
So they kept the momentum of their franchise.
Yeah, they stumbled into a situation where they had a lot of flexibility no matter what. I think the Celtics before them did the same thing in the mid-2000s. They're just trying to find assets and figure it out on the fly. That's the approach I would use. I would never fully commit one way or the other to anything. The goal is to try to accumulate assets and figure out what you have. And I think the smartest teams do that.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Hill against Holiday. Pass to Okafor. Passes it to Moore. From downtown, traps in the tray. Moore's got 5 points now this quarter.
You got to get out there. You got to run and scramble the Jets to find E'Twaun Moore on the perimeter.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Outside Korver. Lopez left side. Makes it off the glass. Lopez has got 8.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Hart. This game he had 12. Okafor finds Moore. Holiday trying to free himself up. No good from Moore. Bucks trail by 4. Outside Hill. The kick out to Ilyasova. Milwaukee keeping it alive. The new 14. Here's Connaughton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. Hill, no good. Pelicans leading by 4. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the reigning MVP. He's the second Bucks player to win it since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And he's the third youngest MVP in league history. Kevin, he's just scratching the surface of what he'll do in this league.
You said it, DA, and some good facts in your report, too. Thank you. And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Williamson is checked in for the Pelicans.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Holiday against Ilyasova, and it's sent back by Lopez. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. A different look for Milwaukee. Chris Middleton's checked in for Ilyasova. Matthews comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for George Hill. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for New Orleans. Redick comes in for Josh Hart. And here are the Pelicans now. Here's Ingram, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Chris Middleton. For New Orleans, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Ingram.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
So he picks up just one from the line that time. Redick against Matthews. Down low. Here's Giannis. And he makes the 8-footer. Antetokounmpo's got 10 points in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Derek Favors checked in for the Pelicans. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
I think for New Orleans, they have to like the progression that we've seen. Bit by bit, everything coming together. Consistency going forward will be key.
Now here's Redick. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Outside Favors. 5 to shoot. He kicks to Ingram. Pass to Redick. Milwaukee with the rebound. Lopez has got his 4th rebound in this one. Bledsoe looking around. Now the pass to Lopez. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Bucks lead by 1.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
It's Ingram on the wing. Dishes it to Favors. And Derek Favors with the slam.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. The Bucks have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Lopez outside. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists in the game. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for New Orleans. Trailing by 2. Right side Favors. Near the 3-point line, it's Ingram. Again, the Pelicans score.
No stopping Ingram when he's in a rhythm like this, especially when he gets a pass in a spot he loves to pull from.
Now here's Bledsoe. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's the lob. Antetokounmpo.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficiently.
New Orleans has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. To the paint. Here's Redick. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
This is when length becomes a massive, massive positive. What a shot block by Giannis.
Shot clock at 2. That one goes. Count it. Ingram's got the game tied up here for the Pelicans. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
Great to see Antetokounmpo going strong inside. At times, the D has no choice but to foul him.
This is his 2nd trip to the line in this one.
And when he's gotten himself to the line this season, he's come through right around 74% of the time.
First one falls for him. Robin Lopez is checked in for Milwaukee. That one is no good. The Pelicans trail, and even 3-on-3 break. Redick passes to Williamson. Outside Holiday. Over Bledsoe. The rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got his 6th rebound on the night. The shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. Matthews, no good.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
The athleticism on display there. For as big as Williamson is, he moves so fast and so decisively.
And the Bucks with possession here. They trail by 1. Bledsoe dishes to Lopez. Middleton for 3. Favors with the rebound. Favors has got his 4th rebound in this one. And slam dunk by Ingram.
How about Drew Holiday? Unselfish, team first player. Love that from the guard position.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Lopez against Favors. Lopez kicks to Bledsoe. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Ball's checked in for Drew Holiday. Here's Bledsoe. 20 points for him last game against Orlando. 6 to shoot. Favors with the rebound. Favors got rebound number 5 here tonight.
I've not seen him shoot this poorly, guys, in a game this season.
And really an underrated playmaker. Williamson with good court vision and solid decision making.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Bledsoe against Ball. Inside, Lopez. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Lopez has got 6 points. Pelicans leading by 3. Now, here's Ball. He puts up decent numbers. Oh!
What a wonderful offensive talent this guy is. Ingram showing signs of what's to come.
And for Milwaukee, their shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Pass to Giannis. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Here's Williamson. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Well, this is when you start to talk about Redick not just always looking for offense, clearly looking for teammates there.
Bledsoe with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Favors against Lopez. Here's Giannis. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Now Ball. It's Redick on the wing. Over Bledsoe. The shot by Redick, no good.
Yeah, and he had the D tangled up there with that patented crossover. Just couldn't convert the finish.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Connaughton's checked in. The Pelicans also changing it up. Hayes, he's checked in for Favors. And Hart subbed in for Brandon Ingram. Now here's Bledsoe. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans. They've led by as much as 10. Hart. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Sunday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And for their matchup with the Nets, they won't have much room for error in that one. A team like this will punish mistakes, but I could see them walking away with this one.
The first free throw is good. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Hill comes in for Eric Bledsoe. And the Pelicans also making a change. Okafor's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Bucks trail by 7. Left side, Antetokounmpo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with the length of Antetokounmpo. I mean, his name is long enough, and then you look at the body.
The Bucks have gone 6 of 9 at the line. That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. And so it's New Orleans with it. 6-point lead. Ball against Hill. To the paint. Here's Redick. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, Redick used properly can be lethal for your offense. You just can't afford to fall asleep on him.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And the Pelicans making a change here. Moore's checked in. And he's good on the second. Bucks trail by 7. Antetokounmpo looking it over. It's good.
A great floor awareness as Antetokounmpo has a sense for when the D has overcommitted or shifted his way, and then he finds where his teammate is open on the floor.
Now here's Redick. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And Moore kicks to Hayes. Passes it to Okafor. Over Lopez. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
1:19 left in the first half of basketball. Shot from free throw range. They get the rebound. That's it, and the Pelican lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Antetokounmpo.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
Well, Bill, I know you've got to run. Marvelous to have you on the program. Wish we could do it more often.
Let's do it right now. I don't have to run. Can I stay?
Yes, you can
All
always
right.
stay.
I don't want to leave.
You have a free ticket here anytime you
want. I
want.
to stay, please.
The microphone's always open.
Thank you.
You know, Brent, it's a different kind of broadcast with Bill Simmons mic'd up. He lets it rip.
Well, the thing about Bill is he's not going to hold back. He has some great, strong opinions, and he backs it up with a lot of facts due to the fact that he knows the history of the game quite well.
Now Hayes, after Kyle Korver missing on that last three-pointer. Here's Moore. Here's Okafor. Second chance shot, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Okafor. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. Both free throws good from Okafor. And so he'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a 5-point game. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. To the inside, Lopez, and the dunk by Lopez.
At 7 feet tall, dunking is very easy for Lopez. Once he's this deep, the defense is in trouble.
Brandon Ingram, he's been the guy making things happen for New Orleans. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks. We're overshifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not a very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. The first half was all about Brandon Ingram. He ended up with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave him a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Milwaukee.
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one. He's been everywhere.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far.
The name of the game for the Bucks is defense. Very tough at the rim and challenging shooters. They have good length, obviously, out there on the wings, let alone Giannis all by himself. But defense, a big reason why last year they were able to collect 60 wins.
On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Ingram the 3 and Zion the 4. And it's Favors in at the center position. Holiday gets the bucket. And Brent, with this Bucks defense, when they're locked in, they're tough.
Well, not only do they defend, they had the best effective field goal percentage against last year. They seal off the defensive possession with the rebound. They were a top rebounding team, second in blocks in the league. As a whole package, the Milwaukee Bucks present a unique problem. Good on defense and hard to match up with Giannis on the other side offensively. Well, that's a nice toss up there, so you got to like the timing. But, of course, that's Giannis. He's going to grab anything.
On the wing, Holiday, covered by Giannis. Out of bounds, Pelicans ball as New Orleans keeps possession. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Shot clock at 6. Here's Favors.
So far, Kevin, the third quarter has not started well. Just 1 of 4. 1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now.
Trying to get open is Lopez, and he gets the bucket. Bledsoe's got his first bucket of the night.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Here's Holiday. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Pelicans lead by 3.
Well, a longer point guard out there, Drew Holiday, can score close into the rim with that kind of size.
The Bucks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long 3.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Free throw, good. Matthews. You often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, the favorite shooting spot?
Most of the time, Kevin, what you're talking about is star guys, because they're the ones who ultimately in any given possession, the coach is trying to find that guy in that spot to do something. What happens throughout the course of a year is when that player has the ball there, everybody else knows what to do.
Right.
Like the player knows what he's going to do, right, Kevin? Because he's the star player. But everybody around gets comfortable with the options and where it is that he goes. If he goes right, if I slide right, I'm going to get the 3. If he goes left, he's spinning back. I might move towards the top of the key. So the familiarity of not just the player, but the players around the player. That's where you can make it happen.
That's interesting. And one of the major pieces of the Anthony Davis trade, Brandon Ingram. Brent figures to be a big piece for this Pelicans team.
There's so much talk about Brandon Ingram and potential unrealized and maybe some stability around this new organization with head coach Alvin Gentry is going to bring out the best in Brandon Ingram.
No good on the free throw. And another name included in that Anthony Davis trade, Brandon Ingram. Still a lot to like about his game.
Pairs up well with what the Pelicans are trying to do. Perhaps the biggest asset coming over to New Orleans could flourish in this system.
Now here's Lopez. 11 points in the game. Back to Bledsoe. That one no good. Great D that time from Favors. Here's Ingram. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Middleton against Ingram. Over Middleton.
Good hustle from the big man there. Love seeing Lopez work hard, get down low, make a difference on this end. Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
And stolen by Favors. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Here's Holiday and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Holiday perks up a little bit when he gets to the inside, knowing that there's the possibility of some contact.
And the more you hear about Drew Holiday, a magnetic personality. He really connects with his teammates.
It'll be very interesting to watch the growth of Drew Holiday in that aspect this year, Kevin, with all of the additions of young, unrealized talent. Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram. Drew Holiday has got to be much more of a conductor this year, along with keeping his levels of performance elite.
And he makes the first.
Well, Drew Holiday and his brother Justin had some hard-fought games in the driveway. I know a little bit about that. We never ever finished those games, Kevin. Too much fighting going on. And by the end of it, both Drew and Justin Holiday find themselves in the NBA.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And Brent, that fierce, competitive nature for Drew Holiday, still there to this day.
There's so much talk from his coach, Alvin Gentry, about Drew working himself constantly to exhaustion, just continuing to push the limits. And he'll sit at his locker, he'll take a long shower. He doesn't want to move till his body recovers. He knows how important this game is to him and how important now he is to the Pelican franchise moving forward.
And here's Bledsoe. Matthews, no one around him. No good with the wing jumper.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. 6 points for Wesley Matthews.
Well, Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
Here's Ball. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. Williamson with it. Giannis is there. 4 on the shot clock. And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement's starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Well, you look at Williamson. He's among the top 10 in the voting in the Western Conference. The fans rewarding him for a tremendous season so far.
And I'm sure he's grateful for that. But, Kevin, I know what he really wants is a spot in that starting lineup.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Ball, the pass to Holiday. It's stolen by Kumbo. And Bledsoe has it in the corner. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now just a 4-point New Orleans lead.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single 3-pointer in that first half.
Outside Favors. Back to Ingram. Over Middleton. Gets a hand on it. Great positioning on the putback. Williamson's got 12 points in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
There's the lob, and Kumbo hammers the alley-oop through.
It just keeps coming at you. Giannis has so much energy, and when he's this aggressive, he is just a dynamite offensive player.
Now, here's Ball. Ingram outside. The shot misses. Great D that time from Middleton.
Is it getting cold in here, Kevin? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
And here is Ball, following the 3 from Eric Bledsoe. And Holiday with the basket on the assist by Ball. Holiday's got 8 here in the quarter.
That's a show of strength from Holiday. Certainly looks like he got hit as well, but he possesses the focus necessary to sink the shot.
Bucks trail by 3. Giannis left side, and that one drops for him.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
The possession's just way more efficient, I think, here tonight, taking smarter, better shots, moving the ball around. That's helped them to get back in the ball game.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
Redick passes to Hart. Launches it. The shot by Redick, no good.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself. Well, Mike Budenholzer winning the Coach of the Year for the second time, just has such a great mind offensively and came in with a new system for this entire roster, one that they embraced very early on. I think it was really important last year, training camp, establishing that type of confidence. It carried them through for the entire year.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Pelicans trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Pass to Okafor. Fades. And that one hits back iron. And for the Milwaukee Bucks, Budenholzer, a big reason they were a top offense last season.
Well, we talk a lot about Bud ball, and you add Giannis Antetokounmpo in there, and Bud's ability to pair Giannis's unique skill set to the way that he wanted to play. They really changed a lot of what they did offensively, and it felt very, very seamless.
Here's Redick after the basket by Milwaukee. And there's the pass to Okafor. Over Lopez. Okafor dishes to Hayes. And the shot is good. Hayes has got his second basket of the night.
Now, I don't know if you would consider this, Kevin, but he's got such a nice touch around the rim. Maybe you foul him there?
And it's Milwaukee's ball. They're on an 18-6 run. The three from Hill. Okafor grabs the miss.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now. I'll be honest, I thought there's no way that he's missing that close. That's a bunny. Give it up for the aggressive defense, Kevin.
Pelicans trail by 3. And it's Moore penetrating to the middle. Here's Hayes, and it's sent back by Lopez. And now here comes Antetokounmpo leading the break. Ilyasova, no one around him. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. 5th best, the Bucks.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Redick against Hill. Shoots it up. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, JJ doing a great job deciding on that pick and roll play with what to do with the basketball. Deceptively crafty when he gets in that set.
And it's good, 2 points. That's now 32 points for Giannis.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Outside, Redick down low. Here's Hart. Good D by Lopez.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Milwaukee. Milwaukee leading by 3. .124 left to play here in the third.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
Moore passes to Hayes. Pass to Hart. Redick is in the corner. It's good. This game is all even. Redick's got 6 points.
Easy to see why J.J. Redick is a guy that everybody talks about as being one of the premier shooters in the NBA.
Milwaukee's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Now here's Korver. Defense is right there. Pass to Ilyasova. And here is Lopez. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Hart, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the foul called on the Milwaukee Bucks. And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays, hits perimeter shots, and the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
The first free throw is good.
And offensively, how do the Pelicans go from good to elite?
Well, raise your hand if you want more shooting. And I can see David Griffin raising his hand. That's what it's about for these guys. Tough to win in this league if you don't have the floor spacing. They're going to play at a great pace, but man, could they use a few shooters.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
First in the East and overall best record with those 60 wins last year. Just a great season and a great playoff run by the Bucks. Unfortunately, fell victim to a backdoor sweep in the conference final.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
They get it back. Okafor kicks to Hart from the arc. And no good. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The Bucks have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts.
And he's letting a lot of points get away at the free throw line tonight. It's got to be frustrating to have all that hard work not pay off.
Holiday with the 3, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He provided some serious rim protection in that quarter. Good luck getting a shot over this guy. And we'll be back with you shortly. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Giannis and Ilyasova make up the forwards. Bledsoe is out there with Kyle Korver. And it's Lopez in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group for Milwaukee right now.
That's a good example of the scoring mentality that Ilyasova has. When the ball comes to him, the first thing he checks is if he can get a shot up.
Now here is Holiday. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the first one at the line is good.
And New Orleans, not the largest market, but a lot to like about living in the Big Easy.
Well, you just said Big Easy in New Orleans, and I saw Kevin Harlan's head whip over here because I know what he's thinking about. Food, baby.
That's right.
Food. But whether it's music, art, architecture, New Orleans has a tremendous culture.
And he can't hit the second.
Well, the Bucks are in a good spot with a young superstar entering his prime.
And they like the fact that this core has more potential in it. It wasn't just a one-hit wonder as they committed to Lopez. They committed to Chris Middleton. And now they think that they can take the next step with Giannis's growth.
And here's Korver after Zion Williamson made that last three-pointer. Here's Bledsoe. That one falls. Bledsoe's got 10 points in just the second half.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Redick with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Here's Ingram. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Okafor, the turnaround jumper. Count it.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Deflects the pass. Here's Holiday. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Holiday's got 19 points.
This is how you ruin an opposing team's defense. Holiday runs inside and finds the easy shot there.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Bledsoe against Redick. Count that one. That's 12 points for Eric Bledsoe.
Just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
And Holiday kicks to Williamson. Almost, but it rolls out. And so Giannis will bring it up for Milwaukee. And the pass to Lopez. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Jahlil Okafor.
The massive size of Lopez just puts defenses in a pickle. When he's that close, you just have to foul him.
A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
First one falls for him.
Well, a fantastic year for the Bucks, and the future looks bright for this franchise.
A new arena in Milwaukee, a new practice site. First-year coach Mike Budenholzer changing the entire philosophy of what they did offensively and ending up in an MVP award for one Giannis Antetokounmpo. The fans showed up. A lot of excitement for the Milwaukee Bucks in the years to come. Well, this season, the Pelicans finally getting themselves their own G League affiliate, the Erie Bayhawks in Pennsylvania. And in 2022, they'll move closer with renovations to the Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. And when that's completed, it's really going to help out the young core and the draft picks that have been collected by David Griffin to do some player development. It's going to keep this team competitive for a very long time.
And so it's New Orleans with it, following the bucket by the Bucks. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo, nobody back.
Open up the floodgates and let Giannis run through. What a joy to watch him in transition.
Ball against Bledsoe. Outside Holiday. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got his 6th assist on the night. And Brett, kind of a musical chairs situation for the Bayhawks, the original franchise, this season moving to College Park, Georgia, to become the Skyhawks.
That's right. That team was affiliated with the Atlanta Hawks, and now the Pelicans take over for the next 3 years in Erie with the new Bayhawks franchise before that move to Alabama in 2022.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Middleton outside. Back to Giannis, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Well, sometimes it takes a while for all that length in Giannis to catch up to those feet, but once he does, man, he can explode.
Pass to Holiday. Shoots over Matthews. Good on that shot. With that, the Bucks' lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Drew Holiday. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Giannis with it. Kicks it down to Middleton. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Favors got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's Ball. Rebound Milwaukee.
When you are wrapped up that tightly in the mid-range, you are better off just moving the ball.
Yeah, that's one where you hope if he gets in there the next time, he makes a different choice.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Holiday. Lays it up off the glass. Holiday's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Feels like the other four guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Shot's good by Bledsoe.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Passes it to Ball. Right side Holiday. Shoots over Matthews. Off the left rim and out. Bucks leading by 6. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Matthews. Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Alvin Gentry told his team during the break. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively. He said, make the easy play. Take care of the ball. We can't afford to just give away golden opportunities. And we'll see if they can clean it up, guys.
Thanks so much, David. But they'll get another chance.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Ball, the pass to Ingram. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Now the Bucks moving it up. Matthews leading the charge. Here's Giannis. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Here's Holiday. Brent, for so long we've talked about the potential of what Giannis can do when he reaches his prime. 27 and 13 last year is a pretty good jumping off point.
Winning an MVP award for Giannis at 24 years of age, and knowing that most of the prime years for NBA players are starting to happen between 27 and 30. That's a scary thought, isn't it, Kevin? 4 or 5 years more of growth from Giannis Antetokounmpo and what he can do at that position. If that jump shot comes along, we may be seeing an all-time great develop throughout his career in the next decade. Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Both free throws good from Holiday.
I don't know if Drew Holiday's an underrated player, but he certainly is underappreciated with the way he can go at you as a two-way guy. He can score, and he can also guard positions 1 through 4.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Back to Ball. Over Bledsoe. And he overshot that one, missing. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Bucks. Pelicans with the rebound. Favors got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And it's Williamson missing. Bucks leading by 10. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Here's Antetokounmpo. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense from Ingram. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Yeah, defenders right now guessing as to how Drew Holiday is going to come at you. Offense showing up tonight for Drew.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Bledsoe outside. Clock at 6. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. 20 feet out. Favors with the rebound. Favors. Now Ball. Pass to Williamson. There's the dish to Holiday. And that one, good. Holiday's got 32 points.
Well, he makes it look effortless out there. Until the defense actually presents a challenge for him, expect those kind of results.
Bucks leading by 6. Bledsoe kicks to Lopez. To the paint. Here's Giannis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Lonzo Ball picks one up. And it wasn't too long ago, Brent, we were wondering what Giannis could do if he bulked up. Well, we don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we need to wonder about an MVP in the league. The curious thing, Kevin, was last year after winning that award, Giannis coming out and talking about he's only at 60% of his potential. Can you imagine what's coming down the line if he realizes the other 40? He's something else.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Giannis. Pelicans trail by 8. And here is Ball. There's the pass to Holiday. Okafor trying to get open. Great D that time from Middleton.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
One shot.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. Brent, offensive versatility all the rage now. Which guards do you think do the best job of generating offense with their back to the basket?
I don't know so much as these guys are playing with their back to the basket, Kevin, so much as they're finding ways to get the ball without a dribble at about 15 feet away from the basket. So one dribble, they're at the rim.
Right.
They're very effective at the mid-range. Chris Paul and DeMar DeRozan have had tremendous efficiency from those areas on the floor. So those are the kind of players that put some pressure on your defense because they're starting their offense so close to the basket, and they're effective with which they do it. Not on the post, not on the perimeter, and they're finding ways to be impactful.
Pass the ball. And Favors kicks to Ball. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. New Orleans making a switch here. Milwaukee leading by 13. Bledsoe passes to Matthews. The Bucks working the ball around. Here's Giannis. Second shot opportunity, and another one falls.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ball, the bounce pass. Fades back. Favors can't get it to go.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Here's Lopez, and the rejection by Favors. Here's Holiday. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. 34 points for Drew Holiday.
Yeah, how about the vision there by Ball, showing the unselfishness, just being a willing passer.
Bucks shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Ball against Bledsoe. There's 1:54 left to play here in the fourth.
In addition to being superb on offense, Ingram is also a ridiculously good defender. His long reach really allowing him to collect a good number of block shots. And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Here's Giannis. And the Pelicans pick up 3 with their last shot.
Watching that guy put on a burst of speed, he takes up so much of the floor. What a burst by Giannis.
Ball with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Teardrop shot. Ball no good.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Bucks.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Giannis.
Just a force on the glass. Did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Here's DiVincenzo. 6 on the shot clock. Steps back and shoots. Yep, that one goes in there.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Wesley, nice win after the last loss. How important is it to win these home games?
We need all of them. We need every single home win we can get. And like you said, it was a good bounce-back win for us. And we got to get ready for our next game.
Great job, Wesley. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.